Letter to my mother. This letter is directed to you, Mother. You, the one who gave birth to me, then chose to not take care of me. I can remember back to 1976 when I was only 3 years old, and that memory burns my soul whenever I recall that time of my life. That memory comes with a lot of hate, but at the same time hurt. Hurt because I remember, and this has also been verified through therapy that I've taken, that you purposely placed me in the arms of a monster at that age and allowed him to do as he pleased with me. That morning, you took me and placed me in bed with this man. I remember only having panties on to this day. I can still remember him putting his arm around me, and he began to run his hand through my little body. This began years of molestation. I remember your shadow in the hallway, the creak of the floor, yet you did nothing to stop what was happening. Through the years, you always allowed him to have free time with me. Through my therapy, it was hard realizing that you were there watching in the hallways or listening to what was going on and did nothing about it. You did nothing to stop it. There were so many signs of the molestation and you chose to look away from it all. Night sweats, nightmares, fear, crying, body trauma, yet you did nothing but look away. There is an event that surfaced during therapy, and that I recall very clearly. I was about 8 or 9 years old. You were getting ready to head out to town, which was 2 hours away. I began to get dressed and ready to go with you. You walked out the door with my 2 step siblings who were his kids and left me behind. I ran out the door to get on the van. You shut the doors quickly and said I was not going. I remember the instant fear, the panic, and began banging on the doors of the van to please let me in. I wanted to go. You had all the windows rolled up, locked all the doors, and just looked at me with a smile. Then he came out of the house and towards me and said, "Come inside." I ran as I was scared. I broke one of the front windows to the house to see if you would stop, if you would react, but instead you rolled your window down and told him, "Castígala," which means punish her. He laughed. He grabbed me by the arm. He took me inside. I looked back and all I could see was the dust from the van you were driving away in. I cried. I was scared. He shut the door, pulled his pants down, threw me on the floor, and ripped my clothes off. I was sodomized, molested, hit, all while you were gone, and had allowed him to have his time with me. A mother is supposed to take care of her kids, and if you are a mother with a kid and looking for another man to come fill that gap, you must first make sure he isn't going to harm your child. You allowed this to happen to me for your own selfish reasons, which are greed and money. You never really took time to love me as your daughter. You had so much hatred towards me because my father did not fall for your lies and deceit when you told him you were pregnant and he chose to walk away. You then took it upon yourself to torture me and make me pay for yours and my father's mistake. As time went on, this became a normal thing in my life. I remember saying to myself, one day I will grow up and leave. At 46 years old, I was finally able to take this man, this animal, who you chose to be in my life, to court on a civil case. Even though I had the money to get an attorney, I chose to do this by myself as part of the healing process. I needed to come face to face with him in order to conquer all he had instilled in me. I did it, and you sat in court, once again defending him over me. You, for money and greed, at the age of 67, sat with a smile on your face and with no remorse for what you had allowed and done. You said you believed him, not me. I really thought in court you would come clean and at least say sorry to me. That day I realized who you really are and what you're about. I can't say I forgive you, but I can say your words help me heal and help me understand there is and never was anything between you and I. You are now 71 years old, fragile, and I still have a good enough heart to say, I wish you well, and I hope God can forgive you for what you have done.